Yeah! It's Monday.
Yes, it is Monday, and welcome to Season 2 of Monday Motivation. For this week and the next 5 weeks, I'm going to be bringing you a brand new video every Monday that is going to coach you, it's going to motivate you, it's going to inspire you to get more out of your life. The focus for the next 5 weeks and this week is going to be on 2 areas of our lives. They are productivity and getting what we want. Okay, it's very simple. When we are productive, we get what we want. When we get what we want, we are happy and we are fulfilled. It's as simple as that. In today's video, I want to introduce you to this work through a little exercise that a mentor of mine, an amazing guy called Evan Pagan, he's like the genius when it comes to productivity. This is something that he taught me, and it's an exercise that's going to enable you to get rid of all that mental clutter, all that stuff that's going on in your mind subconsciously or consciously that's stopping you from being productive and getting what you want. Now, before we begin, I want you guys to get yourself a journal to record all this work in over the next 6 weeks. If you've not got one right now, it's not a problem at all. Get yourself a blank piece of paper and you can transfer this over at a later date. What I don't want you to do is type the answers on your computer. Okay, let's not store them electronically. What I want you to do is handwrite everything, and there's a really important reason for that, okay? It's quite complex, but to cut it short, what happens when we write things down, there's an area of our brain called the Reticular activating system, or RAS for short. Okay, now what that does is that sends signals to your cerebral cortex that when you're writing things down that says, hey, wake up, look at this, pay attention. It's a bit like if you've ever, say for instance, you've ever been thinking about buying a new car and you're looking at a particular brand of car, okay? Your RAS tunes into that brand and you will notice those cars, more of that brand of car on the road, okay? Normally, if you weren't thinking about buying a car and you weren't tuned into that with your RAS, those cars would pass you by and you wouldn't notice them. Okay, so when we write something down, we really pay attention to it. Our reticular activating system kicks in and we're in tune to it then, so that any opportunities we see to make those areas that we're writing about better in our lives or anything like that, we're going to be tuned into. So I really want you guys to write everything down. If you are a digital junkie, I mean I am a little bit like myself, and you like things digitally as well as handwritten, get yourself one of these. It's an Evernote Moleskine notepad. Okay, now what this does is this is a handwritten journal like any other, but it works with something called Evernote, which is an app you can get for your iPhone or your Android or anything, and it's a productivity or journaling kind of app. You can store everything in Evernote, but whatever you've written in your Evernote journal, you can then take a photograph of it within Evernote and it turns it into a digital page for you, so you can keep everything handwritten and digitally, so you never lose anything. So if you want to have stuff digital, then that's the way to do it. Anyway, back to this exercise. I was talking earlier about mental clutter, okay? Now, 99% of clutter in our minds as human beings comes from one thing, and that is worry, okay? We all worry about things far too much in our lives, and sometimes we worry about stuff that might never ever happen. It's based on fear, which isn't even real, okay? Fear is something that we just, we manifest in our minds. It doesn't exist anywhere else except from in our heads. What I want you guys to do for the next 10 minutes, okay, is sit down with your blank piece of paper or your journal, whatever, and write down every little thing in your life that worries you. And I'm talking small things that might be trivial, right up to big things that might keep you awake at night, things that you think about last thing before you go to sleep, or things that might, be on your mind the minute that you wake up. Okay, write down all of these things that worry you. Okay, it might be hard. Some of these things might even be difficult to admit to yourself. It might be difficult for you to say, I am actually worried about this because I normally push this and repress this to the back of my mind. Write it down, get it out of your system. And like I say, don't type this. I want you to write it with a pen and paper. Write down every little worry that you have got, and then join me back in this video in a minute. So pause this video now, spend 10 minutes, guys, look at the clock now, okay, and then spend at least 10 minutes. If you sit there for 3 or 4 minutes, not writing, that's fine, but spend 10 minutes thinking about it. Once you've done that, unpause the video and come and see me. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere, I'm just going to wait right here. Okay, and we are back. So you might have in front of you now quite a big list of worries. Okay, don't add an extra one. Let's not worry about having a big list of worries. Okay, if everybody did this honestly and they really delved deep, they too would have quite a big list of worries in front of them. I know I did. What I want you to do now is go through each of those worries on your page, and I want you to ask yourself one question. Do I have control over this worry or not? Okay, now that might be, say for instance you are worried about the economy. Okay, ultimately you as an individual have no ultimate control over the economy. Okay, so put a circle next to those things that you don't have control over. It could be something in your personal life though. I mean, say for instance you've got a health issue. Okay, we don't always have control over things like that in our lives. We might rely on treatment and medicine for that, okay, but we ultimately don't have that much control over it. So put a circle next to everything that you don't have control over, or you have very little control over. Next, put a star next to every one of those worries that you do have control over. Okay, put a star next to each of those. Then take 5, okay, the most important 5 to you of those worries that you do have control over, and write them out again on a separate sheet of paper. Okay, those are the things that we're going to be working on over the next 5 weeks. But more importantly, okay, what I want you to do now, and this is so important, is those things you are putting a circle next to. Okay, when you put a circle next to those things that you can't control, I want you to just take a minute, okay, give yourself permission to let that worry go, okay, have a deep breath and just, say out loud, okay, say, I give myself permission to let this go, okay, I want you to let go of all those things that you have no control over. Why should they be living rent-free in your mind when ultimately you can't really do anything about them? So say to yourself, okay, say it out loud. If you're on your own, it doesn't matter, don't be embarrassed, say it out loud. I give myself permission to let this go. By completing this process, you are going to clear out all that mental clutter that's actually stopping you from being productive and being able to deal with those things in your life that you can control. Okay, so as I say, give yourself permission, let it go, and let's work on the things in our lives that we can control. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at over the next 5 weeks. If you have not yet subscribed to the Act On This YouTube channel, do that now. If you're watching this on Twitter, then tweet me. It's at Act On This TV. My personal Twitter is at Ross A. Grant. Please tweet me your comments. Let me know what you think of this video and what we're doing with the upcoming series of Monday Motivation. If you're watching this video on the Act On This website, then leave your comments in the comment section below, or if you're watching it on Facebook, again, just leave us some comments, like it, share it, get involved. Please get involved. Until next week, be awesome, have a fantastic week, guys. Go get them, get everything that you want this week. Let's just focus on the things that we can control. Give yourself permission to let all that other stuff go, and let's move on with 2015 in a very positive and productive fashion. Until next time, bye for now.
It's Monday. Yeah.